All right, one more of these things. This one's a short one. A factory makes some strips of bubble gum that are 8/9 of an inch long. A packet of bubble gum contains 10 strips. How many inches of bubble gum will be in one packet? And then it gives you some answers and then some reasons for the answers that involve all these different operations. You need to know what operation to choose. So let's look for these clue words. So we have the factory mixed strips of bubbles that are 8/9 of an inch long. The bubble contains 10 strips. How many inches of bubble gum will one packet contain? I don't see each. I don't see share, I don't see divide, I don't see any of those clue words. I do see that there's 10 strips in a packet, so here's the packet, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 strips in the packet, and each strip is 8/9. So what I could do is just add 8/9 10 times, and that would be 8/9 plus 8/9 plus 8/9 plus 8/9, or I can do 8/9 times 10. Which, when I would do 8/9 times 10 over 1, and I know that doesn't look like anything over here, but my answer would be 80/9. Now let's go look at our answers. Did we divide? No. We did multiply, so that's a check, and I did get 80/9, so that's a check. Did I add? No. Did I subtract? No. So B would be my answer. Okay? So you just have to think it through. This one didn't have a lot of clue words, so I drew a picture and I tried to make sense of it. 3 young children were practicing their jumping. So Freddie jumped, this is one of those. Freddie jumped 11/12 of a yard. Lily jumped 2/3 of Freddie's distance. I see a little clue there. Tad jumped 4/5 of Lily's distance. Which statement is true? We got a lot of ofs. Of a yard, of. Okay, so I know the magic, this is going to be magic because it's the magic word that means multiplication. I need to know which statement is true. So I'm going to have to figure out how far everybody jumped. So Freddie, he jumped 11/12 of a yard. Okay. Now Lily, she jumped 2/3 of Freddie's distance. So 2/3 of Freddie's distance. And that equals 22/36. And I'm looking, Lily jumped 3/12 of a yard, 13/36 of a yard, I don't know. I'm going to divide the top and the bottom by 2 for GCF. I should have used scratch paper. Look at me trying to cram it all in here. 11/18. Now, that's not on the answer, so I'm going to keep going. But Tad jumped 4/5 of Lily's distance. So Tad jumped 4/5 of Lily's distance, 11/18, which that's 44/90. And I can do some GCF on that, but I'm just going to divide it by 2 because I know that's the way to go, and that's 22/45, and that is an answer. So Lily jumped 3/12 of a yard. No, she jumped 11/18, so that's not right. Lily jumped 13/36 of a yard. No. Tad jumped 22/45 a yard. Yes. Tad jumped 17/20 a yard. No. So C is the answer on that one. That's a tough one. A lot of working out. That's a hard one. A cooking teacher divides 4 pounds. Ah, man, I love it when they just tell me what to do. 4 pounds of flour evenly among her students. Each student gets 1/4 pound of flour. How many students are in the class? What am I dividing? Am I dividing students or flour? I'm dividing flour. So 4 divided by 1/4. It does not get easier than that. Make sure you write your Kentucky chicken fried. 4 over 1, because we got to turn that into a fraction. Keep, change, and then flip. There are 16 students. C. Okay. Julian kept track of growth on the plant. At the beginning of 1 week, his plant was 1 7/8 inches tall. The next week, his plant was 2 3/4 inches tall. How many inches did his plant grow over the week? This is a tough one. Why? Because they try to make it look like an addition problem, and it is not. So there's a week, okay? There's a week right here. There's a week. And it started at 1 7/8 inches, okay? And then it grew to 2 3/4. And it wants to know how many inches did it grow over a week. It wants to know this. How many inches did it grow? That's the difference. If it said, what was the difference between when he started the plant to when he ended, you'd know it was subtraction. But this one, they're trying to trick you. They're trying to make it look like an addition problem, and it is not. So that's where most people probably made a mistake on this one. And it's a subtraction problem. I don't really want to cram this one into that little bitty spot, so I'm going to get me a piece of scratch paper so that you can see what I'm doing. So 2 3/4 minus 1 7/8. It's a tricky problem. Don't feel bad if you missed it. Now the first thing I want to do is make these into improper fractions. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 3 is 11. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 7 is 15. Okay. And then I need to find my LCM. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. And it looks like 8 is it. 8 times 1 is 8, 15 times 1 is 15, 4 times 2 is 8, 11 times 2 is 22. Now I'm going to subtract. 12 minus 5 is 7, and 1 minus 1 is 0, and then 8. So 7/8 of an inch is what it grew. Its answer is B. Okay. A food bank received 120 cases of canned food. There are 24 cans of food in each case. How many cans did the food bank receive? Okay, so this one, how many cans did the food bank receive? I don't see each. I don't see divides. I don't see shares evenly. None of that. So there's no division going on here. The food bank receives 120 cases of food. And there's 24 cases in each cans in each case. So here's a case, there's 24. Here's a case, there's 24. Here's a case, there's 24. And it's going to keep going. There's 120 of them. So it's 24 plus 24 plus 24, 120 times. So it's 120 times 24. Okay, so that's how you have to think about it. The multiplication ones are almost the harder ones because there's not a lot of clue words that tell you it's multiplication. There's a lot of clue words that'll tell you it's division, and there's a lot of clue words that'll tell you it's subtraction. But addition and multiplication is a little bit harder. Let's do it. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 2 is 8. 4. Cross off my carries, cross off my factors, cross off my placeholder. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 2 is 4. 4, and 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, I gotta get rid of that. So we have 0, 8, 8, 2, 2,880. Right, so that one's multiplication. All right, 2 more, guys. Wyatt packed almonds to eat as a snack during his hiking trip. After 3 miles, he stopped and he had 3/4 of a cup of almonds. After hiking a few more miles, he stopped and had 3/7 of a cup. What amount did he eat? Well, I think that was pretty straightforward. Hopefully, you added, because they wanted you to know how much did he eat. LCM. I like the fact that the fractions are not as hard as when we learned them. You know, they seem to be pretty straightforward. So I'm not seeing anything yet, so I'm going to keep going. The first one I see is 28. I'm going to set my table. 7 times 4 is 28, 3 times 4 is 12, 4 times 7 is 28, 3 times 7 is 21. I'm adding 3328. If it was a gritty response, you would just do it just like that. And I'm going to check my answers because some of them didn't want me to switch it. I'm going to take the top drop. Will 28 go into 3? Nope. So I'm going to have to go 33 one time. I am out of room. Subtract. And I have 1 and 5, 28. Is that one of my answers? Hooray. All right. And then sum. I need you to write this down for me. Hopefully I told you to do it before you left. Sum means addition. Difference means what? We've been working on that. Difference means subtraction. Quotient, which I know you don't see a whole lot, but you might see it, is division. And product means multiplication. I know we don't see a whole lot of these two right now, but you will in the future. So this one says sum. That's addition. That's addition. So we're going to add 53 and 3/8 and 5/16. Whoops. Let me start over. 53 and 3/8 and 5/16. Now guys, I know some of you are like, well, I'm going to multiply 53 times 8 and then add 3. Please don't do that. If you're just working with the fractions, don't do that. And if it's addition, don't do that. You can just add it. Subtraction, you need a bigger number on top. So that's why I have you do it into improper fractions. But this one, you should be able to just bring that 53. 53 plus 0 is 53. Just bring that on down. Okay. Now, I've got to get some common denominators. So 16 times 1 is 16, 5 times 1 is 5, 8 times 2 is 16, 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, and then I'm going to add them together. 6 and 5 is 11, 16. It's done. Okay, with stuff like that, they're going to try and throw these big numbers because they know a lot of teachers have taught their kids to just make improper fractions, and the numbers get so huge that it makes it very confusing. You need to know that if it's addition, I want you just to bring that number down. If it's 53 plus 2, just make it 55. And just work yourself with these fractions. This problem could have been a lot more complicated if you don't use just a little bit of common sense on that problem. All right, guys. Next week, we're going to take a practice EOG. And I know you guys are going to do great because we have been working really hard. Have a good night, and I'll see you later.